Makoto Edamura thought he was Japan's top con man until he tried scamming the wrong guy, Laurent Thierry, a smooth-talking international mastermind who makes scams look like fine art. One failed hustle later, Edamura finds himself dragged into Laurent's crazy world of globe-trotting cons, luxury, and lies. Now he's stuck running high-stakes scams, juggling guilt, and wondering how the hell he became the sidekick in someone else's con show. Japan's self-proclaimed greatest con man, Makoto Edamura, is doing his thing, sweet-talking grandmas out of cash with fake government jobs. One day, he and his sketchy partner, Jin, are pulling their usual stunt, pretending to be water inspectors. Edamura's latest target? A sweet old lady who was just trying to make sure her water wasn't cursed or something. A dude claiming to be from the Tokyo Water Bureau had already stopped by earlier, but his "I definitely eat glue" face made Granny suspicious, so she kicked him out. Later, she saw a flyer from the real Tokyo Water Bureau and decided to call and confirm. Guess who picked up? Our boy Edamura, smooth talker, fake rep, future master con artist. He reassures her everything's fine, throws in some grandma flattery, and casually convinces her to buy an overpriced water purifier for her granddaughter's safety. Scam complete. Afterward, Edamura meets up with Jin, his crusty mentor, and they gloat over the con like two kids showing off a shiny Pokemon card. Jin praises Edamura's hustle, and when Edamura spins a capsule toy machine, he gets a samurai figure. Inspired, he declares, "I'm gonna be the next legendary con man of Japan." Bro's basically saying he's about to be the Luffy, but karma doesn't take coffee breaks. Later, Gin's hanging out with a foreign guy at a food stand when Edamura spots a wallet on the ground. Being the honorable thief he is, he picks it up and tries to return it to the American. Gin tries to claim it, but Edamura doesn't trust his gremlin-looking mentor, so he insists on taking it to the police. The foreigner thanks him, offers cash, gives him a friendly hug, and dips. Easy, right? Wrong. When Edamura and Jin open the wallet later, it's full of newspaper clippings. The foreigner switched wallets. They got scammed by a tourist. The irony hits harder than Jin's hairline. Before they can even process their loss, there's a knock at the door. It's the police. Jin panics and hides in a closet, while Edamura dives out a window like he's in mission. Impossible! Dumbass edition. He runs through alleys, hopping fences, and by some cosmic joke spots that same American chilling in a taxi. He hops in, trying to confront him, but the guy just grins and says, "You really are a special kind of dumbass, huh?" Absolute menace. He offers Edamura candy as an apology, and casually says they're headed to Los Angeles. Edamura, realizing Japan's probably too hot for him now, decides, screw it, let's go to LA. So off they fly, broke, bitter, and bantering. Once they land, Edamura tails the American, demanding his money back. The guy now, we know him as Laurent, agrees to help, and they end up stuck in traffic. Laurent teases him about spending more on the flight than the wallet was worth. Edamura boasts about being Japan's top scammer, and Laurent roasts his broken English. They argue like an anime duo who've known each other for 3 seasons already. Then, a news bulletin flashes. Top Hollywood producer Eddie Cassano recently out of prison. Laurent smirks and says he's about to sell something to Cassano. Edamura, suspicious but cocky, bets him he can sell it for more. Stakes? 300,000 yen in bragging rights. Laurent grins, "All right, but first, we need some drip." Cue the shopping montage. They both get fitted, but Edamura can't help noticing Laurent looks way better. Laurent just smirks. "It's 'cause I'm him. You're just some wannabe protagonist. Pain." Finally, Laurent introduces himself, calling Edamura Edamame. And despite Edamura's protests, the nickname sticks. Next stop, a luxurious mansion guarded by actual mobsters. They get frisked, guns and all, and are led to the poolside where Cassano lounges with models and champagne. Turns out, Cassano's not just a movie mogul, he's a mafia boss, using film money to launder cash. Laurent presents his special drug, which is literally Japanese candy. He claims it gives people a euphoric high. Cassano's skeptical, but Laurent gets one of his girls, Abby, to test it. She pops the candy, goes full monkey mode, and starts dancing like she's possessed by caffeine. Cassano's jaw drops, he's sold. Laurent then let Edamura try it. He shoves candy into his mouth, and Edamura freaks out. Then he spots Laurent's watch identical to Gin's. Realization hits. He's been conned, again, by the same smug foreigner. Edamura bolts, runs through the estate, outsmarts a bodyguard, and yeets himself over the fence. Cassano and Laurent just watch, impressed. Laurent sends Abby to chase him down. They find Edamura hiding in an alley, shouting about his karate skills. Laurent tells him, "Go ahead." Edamura charges, trips, and gets laid out by Abby with one punch. Next thing he knows, He's hanging off the freaking Hollywood sign, yelling for help. When he finally asks who these psychos even are, Laurent smiles that smug con man smile and says, "Me? I'm Laurent, a confidence man." Abby and Laurent literally drop our poor boy from the sky? No. Seriously, they cut him loose midair, and he crash lands straight into a flashback of his past. We see Edamura in a hospital, taking care of his sick mom. She's this sweet woman who deserves way better than life gave her, while Edamura is doing his best to keep her spirits up. He proudly tells her he's got a new sales job at a tea company, but when she tries the tea, she instantly gags it tastes like absolute garbage. Even though she's choking on that scammy blend, she apologizes for his deadbeat dad's mistakes, saying she's sorry Edamura ended up stuck in a life like this. He tries to brush it off, saying he's fine with how things are. Before leaving, he hands her a cute little toy cat, and she promises to treasure it. It's a small, sweet moment that hits hard later on. Next thing we know, Edamura is out there hustling tea like his life depends on it. He's got that smooth talker energy convincing people that this nasty tea helps you lose weight, fight cancer, and maybe even fix your love life. He starts at 5,000 yen a carton, but some random guy haggles him down to 3,500. Doesn't matter though, Edamura's charm kicks in, and soon he's got people lining up. Back at the office, his boss Jin is hyping him up for breaking sales records. They're celebrating like kings, until the cops literally burst through the door. Turns out the tea's fake, and they've been selling a scam product. Edamura's world falls apart in seconds. He realizes he's been working for crooks, and now he's the one taking the blame. During interrogation, no one cares that he's innocent. It's straight to trial and straight to prison. 1 year inside, 4 years of probation, and a shiny new label, convict. When he gets out, he visits his mom to explain everything. She doesn't even hesitate, she believes him completely. But not gonna lie, if that were any other mom, he might have caught a sandal to the face. After that, Edamura tries to rebuild. He's desperate for a fresh start, going door to door, trying to find a job, but nobody wants to hire an ex-con. His past follows him everywhere, especially since his dad's also a known criminal. The rejections pile up, and then comes the final blow. His mom passes away. The one person who still believed in him is gone. Broken and lost, Edamura runs into Jin again one day. Jin apologizes for setting him up, expecting a punch to the jaw. But Edamura, numb to everything, just says screw it. If society already sees him as a con man, he might as well be one. Fast forward to the present, Edamura wakes up post-crash to find Laurent and Abby chilling like nothing happened. They invite him to dinner to explain things. On the way, he bumps into some random dude and spills a drink on him, but the guy lets it slide. At the table, Laurent starts breaking everything down, but Edamura's too busy mentally screaming to care. When Laurent mentions drugging him, Edamura freaks out, swearing he's clean. Laurent just laughs and says it wasn't drugs, just candy. Abby then mocks her earlier actions, proving it was all part of the scam. Laurent explains the setup. A shady movie producer turned gangster named Kisano is hunting for something called Sakura magic. To bait him, Laurent used fake agents, false info, and of course Edamura himself as the perfect pawn. Edamura's like, "Bro, you used me as bait?" But Laurent keeps going, casually dropping that he knows everything about Edamura's past and why he became a con man. Before Edamura can explode, he spots Kisano's goons outside, and Laurent's like, "Yeah, those guys are real. Time to bounce." They manage to slip away, and in true scammer fashion, Edamura flips the dinner bill onto the random guy he spilled a drink on earlier. Petty? Maybe. Laurent can't help but smirk. Turns out Edamura might be a natural after all. He then reveals more about Kisano. Once a failed movie producer, now a dangerous crime boss who smuggles drugs and traffics women under the guise of showbiz. Basically, the guy's evil personified. Laurent's been pretending to work with him, setting up one big con that needs Edamura's touch to seal the deal. Later that night, Edamura decides he's had enough of this madness and tries to sneak away. But Abby catches him mid-escape, literally drops him into a chokehold, tells him to stay put, then calls him an incel for good measure. Ouch! Edamura, fuming, retreats to his room. But once she's asleep, he sneaks off anyway, wandering through LA with nothing but his thoughts and that little Hideyoshi figure his mom once gave him. The next morning, Laurent's chilling like nothing happened. Abby admits Edamura escaped, but Laurent just grins, confident the rookie will crawl back by noon. Spoiler, he doesn't. Laurent ends up walking into Kisano's meeting alone, ready to improvise, only for Kisano to drop the bomb Edamura's already there. Not only that, the guys doubled the asking price to 10 million yen and made the deal exclusive. When Laurent finally spots him by the pool, Edamura smirks, tosses him the Hideyoshi figure, and hits him with the ultimate flex. Guess I'm the better con man. A detective, apparently trying to solve a case and feed a small army at the same time, orders 2 number 9s, a number 9 large, a number 6 with extra dip, a number 7, and 2 number whatevers. He's that guy. When another customer honks behind him, he snaps like, "Hey, zip it!" Back at his apartment, Detective Anderson delivers the greasy feast to his coworkers before pulling out a telescope and spying on the Cassano mansion across the street. This dude's deep in the case talking about how he's gonna bring Cassano down, only to nearly choke on a rogue pickle mid-monologue because, apparently, this wasn't the number 9 large he ordered. When one of his partners offers to trade burgers, Anderson just hurls it at him and yells for him to shut up. Peak professionalism. Meanwhile, over at Casa Cassano, our boy Edamura is out here living his best scammer life. He's sitting back like a smug little king, demanding a foot massage from Laurent because, hey, he won their bet. After dodging Abby the night before, he starts reminiscing about his dream of being a Japanese legend, then binge-watches the Die Hot series to inspire his next move. Yes, Die Hot. Imagine Die Hard, but somehow worse and more meme-worthy. The next morning, Edamura shows up at the airport all confident, only to get sucker-punched and knocked out cold by Cassano's goon, Salazar. When he wakes up, Cassano's standing over him like, "You trying to bail on me, kid?" Edamura explains that the deal's too risky, he's been burned before. He talks about pouring his heart into a project only to have it stolen, leaving him bitter about betrayal and theft. Cassano, not really buying it, insists they move forward with the Sakura magic deal. When Edamura starts throwing shade, calling Cassano's whole movie career a scam for money laundering with zero real passion, Cassano's like, "Oh, really? You ever seen my movies?" Edamura's about to keep talking trash until Cassano pops in one of his films, and Edamura realizes, wait a minute, this man made Die Hot, his favorite movie franchise in Japan. Edamura's jaw hits the floor. Suddenly, he's singing Cassano's praises like he's the second coming of Spielberg. "Sir, Die Hot is a masterpiece," he says. "Better than anything Marvel's made in years." Cassano beams with pride, flattered that someone actually respects his cinematic art. Edamura uses the moment to his advantage, saying that Sakura Magic is like his passion project, just like Die Hot was for Cassano. He compares their creations like proud parents talking about their kids. Cassano, eating it up, finally agrees to Edamura's pitch, even when the conman doubles the price from 5 to 10 million yen. Smooth talk level, God tier. Cut to the present, Edamura's bragging hard to Laurent, telling him, "Look at me, I'm the captain now." Laurent just smirks and admits Edamura pulled it off, though he can't resist roasting him for pretending to love a dumpster fire like Die Hot. Edamura immediately snaps back, dead serious. Die Hot is a cinematic masterpiece, okay? Better than anything Marvel's put out lately. They bicker like old frenemies, until Cassano walks in, announcing that the buyers have arrived. Things seem to be going well, until Cassano starts stalling, claiming his lawyers in Japan need to confirm details. Edamura's sweating bullets, realizing this could all go sideways fast, especially with Salazar blocking the door. Luckily, back in Japan, Jin and Kim are working their own hustle, pretending to be fake doctors on the phone with Cassano's legal team, vouching for Edamura's credentials. The plan works, and Cassano finally gets clearance to proceed. Instead of attacking him, Cassano pulls Edamura into a hug, calling him Japan fam. Edamura's probably dying inside but smiles through the panic. That night, they all celebrate, and Laurent whispers to Edamura, reminding him he owes him one for bailing him out. When they ask Cassano for the payment, though, he hesitates. He spots cops nearby and suggests delaying the exchange. Turns out, Detective Anderson's still on their tail, leading to an absolutely chaotic car chase. Anderson splits his team, one follows a decoy car, the other tails Cassano's ride. It's full-on Fast and Furious, but Cassano's crew outplays them. They swerve, dodge, and outmaneuver the cops until Anderson's car ends up wrecked. Then Cassano calls him just to rub it in, revealing the twist Anderson's own partner has been on Cassano's payroll the whole time. Talk about betrayal! Back at Cassano's secret warehouse, the HQ, Edamura asks about his money. Cassano shuts him down, demanding he make the Sakura magic right there and then. Edamura's panicking, but pulls out his best bluff yet, pretending the setup is too dirty and unfit for his craft. Laurent immediately jumps in, calling Edamura a clean freak, and Cassano actually buys it. He promises to renovate the entire building just to please him, which only makes Edamura sweat harder. Meanwhile, Detective Anderson limps back to base, only to find a new boss, waiting Agent Paula. a sharp, no-nonsense woman who instantly takes over the Kasano investigation. She tells the team she's not just after Kasano. Her real targets are Laurent and Edamura. Anderson's not thrilled, but he reluctantly agrees to cooperate. As night falls, Salazar drives Edamura and Laurent back to Kasano's estate. Kasano outlines the plan. Edamura will stay in the U.S. under Salazar's watch until the renovations are complete. Laurent tries to argue, but Kasano insists, calling Edamura his special guest. And just like that, Edamura finds himself trapped once again, stuck in a luxurious cage, nervously waiting for the day he has to cook up the infamous Sakura magic. We open with a flashback, a little Edamura sitting in court, eyes sparkling like he just discovered what charisma looks like. On the stand, a slick lawyer defends his client and absolutely cooks the prosecution, winning the case like a boss. The client's overjoyed, the crowd's clapping, and young Edamura looks at the lawyer, his dad, Oz, with that starry-eyed, "My old man's a legend," kind of awe. As they head home, Edamura's riding on Oz's shoulders, while his mom scolds him for working too much. She asks Edamura if he wants to be a lawyer too, but he shakes his head. Nah, lawyers are nerds. Oz chuckles and tells him nerds can pull girls too, but having good morals is better than just hitting the books. It's all warm, wholesome, and sunset perfect until Edamura wakes up to Salazar shaking him. Dream's over, back to reality. Salazar tells him to get ready. They're heading out. Edamura can't help but wonder why these old memories are popping up now of all times. Later that morning, he rides with Kasano's crew to check out the warehouse renovations. Construction's booming, Laurent's pretending to care, and Edamura's tossing in fake project manager comments to look smart. When Kasano asks about the timeline, the workers say 2 weeks. Kasano smirks and says, "Do it in 1. The man runs his gang like a toxic boss on LinkedIn." Before leaving, he tells Edamura he's got a week to relax and explore Los Angeles under Salazar's watch. Of course, sounds like a vacation, but with handcuffs. Meanwhile, at the FBI base, Agent Paula strolls in like she owns the place and instantly clowns Detective Anderson for never finding Kasano's warehouse, which apparently was hiding in plain sight. She briefs the team. Laurent's deal with Kasano is going down there, and they're gonna infiltrate. When she asks Anderson to go undercover, he straight up refuses, so she marks Edamura as her next target. Poor guy can't catch a break, even the FBI's gunning for him now. That night, Edamura is sleeping peacefully until Abby literally tries to assassinate him with a pillow and a nose pinch. He jolts awake to her showing him an iPad. Laurent's on screen, ready to give his Breaking Bad 101 crash course. Edamura groans, complaining about becoming a fake drug dealer. But Abby just shrugs and dips out the window like a boss, saying it's his fault for promising Kasano a fake recipe. Girl's got no chill. The next day, Salazar decides to take Edamura sightseeing. First stop, the Walk of Fame, then a baseball stadium. But Edamura's not really paying attention. He's watching a happy family nearby and getting hit with the feels. He asks Salazar about his own family, and Salazar opens up his wife, passed away, and his son, Tom, lives in foster care. Edamura's like, "Bro, why didn't you say so? Let's go see him." So they detour to the foster home. Tom runs up and hugs his dad tight, but then spots Edamura and asks, "Hey, are you a ninja?" The audacity. Edamura just rolls with it and says, "Yep, top-tier shinobi, kid." Tom lights up. They head to an amusement park where the roller coaster turns Edamura into human jelly. Tom laughs so hard he nearly falls out of his seat. Later, they hit a capsule machine. Tom pulls a gangster toy and looks bummed it's not a bodyguard like his dad. So Edamura trades him his samurai figure to cheer him up. Sweet moment. He steps away for a bathroom break, reminiscing about his own father, but the nostalgia ends fast when cops burst in midstream. Detective Anderson's there, too satisfied for someone who just caught a guy peeing. Inside the precinct, Paula lays it out. They want Edamura to act as a mole in Kasano's operation, help them take him down, and he walks free. Refuse, and it's straight to jail. She slides him a pair of glasses wired with a camera and mic, classic spy movie gear, and tells him to wear them if he's in. Later, after they drop Tom off, Edamura gets back to Salazar's place only to find Abby chilling in his room like it's her Airbnb. She shows him another video call with Laurent, who warns him the factory will be ready soon and that the FBI's officially in the mix. Abby shrugs it off, but Edamura warns her to watch her back around Laurent. She laughs, saying she can handle it unlike him, and tells him to worry about himself. The next morning, Edamura spots a hidden camera tucked inside a toy bear in his room. He panics and drops it just as Salazar walks in. Awkward. Pretending nothing's wrong, they head to Kasano's mansion for a sushi party. Kasano's surrounded by women, laughing and drinking, hyping Edamura up as the candy guy who'll make Sakura magic real. Then things take a dark turn. Kusano mentions he almost got arrested recently and starts hinting there's a traitor among them. Everyone goes quiet. He grabs a bat and starts pacing, eyes locked on Edamura, who looks one heartbeat away from fainting. Kusano raises the bat, swings and smacks the guy behind Edamura instead. Snitches get stitches, Kusano says, before kicking the guy out of the party. Edamura's relieved, but honestly, his stress levels gotta be on life support at this point.